Welcome to Lesson 4. In this lesson, we will build supplier records, review the purchasing control stored with each vendor, connect supplier catalogs, import custom catalog data, and use those catalogs to add or update inventory accurately. Begin on the suppliers page. This list is the central directory for the companies your store purchases from. Each supplier can hold contact and account information, ordering rules, purchase order delivery preferences, catalog defaults, and operational requirements. Click a supplier name to open its complete record, or use New Supplier when you need to enter one vendor manually. Before adding suppliers one at a time, open Supplier Templates from the page bar. Templates provide a fast starting point for a new store. Diverse Retail automatically filters the template list for the store's configured industry, so the available vendors are relevant to the business. Review the supplier name, phone, contact, email, terms, website, and status before building anything. A row marked Ready can be selected. A supplier already present in the store is marked Already Added and cannot be selected again, which protects the list from accidental duplicates. Choose individual suppliers or use Select All Available to check every ready row. Then select Build Selected Suppliers and confirm the displayed count. Diverse Retail creates the selected supplier records together and returns to the supplier list. Templates save substantial setup time, but they are only a starting point. Open each supplier afterward to add your own account number and confirm its contacts, ordering rules, catalog assignment, and purchase order defaults. Now return to Suppliers and choose New Supplier to create one manually. Enter a unique supplier number and a clear supplier name. The supplier number becomes locked after the record is created, so choose it carefully. If this vendor uses the catalog that is already available, assign it in the catalog field. Then select the cost level that represents your store's price in that catalog. My Account stores the account number the supplier assigned to your business. This value can be important on printed purchase orders and may be required by electronic PO formats. Enter the vendor's terms and currency code, then complete the contact name, phone, extension, mobile number, fax, email, website, and mailing address. Accurate contact information supports purchasing communication, printed orders, delivery follow-up, and account service. Move to the ordering section. Ordering schedule records how frequently this vendor is normally reviewed. Manually, twice a week, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. This is an operating reference for buyers and helps keep the purchasing cycle consistent. Ordering rules determine whether the supplier accepts individual each quantities or supports both each and case ordering. Choose Order by Each. When every ordered quantity represents a sellable unit, choose Order by Each in case. When the purchase order may distinguish individual units from complete packs or cases, catalog case quantities and pack costs become especially important with the second option. Send order method controls. What Diverse Retail prepares when a purchase order is sent? Depending on the supplier workflow, it can create a local file, email the order, prepare a file without transmitting it, send by FTP, or use supported supplier API. Select the method the vendor actually accepts. Default PO format determines the initial layout used in the purchase order send window. A standard format may be enough for ordinary printed or emailed orders. When a supplier requires a particular file, use Define to build a store-specific format. Select the output type, choose the required PO fields, and place the columns in the exact order expected by the vendor. A correct format reduces manual re-entry and makes repeat orders much faster. Default Short Reasons supplies the usual explanation when a received quantity is below the purchase order quantity. Leave it blank when shortages should be reviewed individually, or select a consistent reason when the vendor has a predictable receiving workflow. Min order amount records the purchase threshold required by the supplier. Free shipping point records the order value needed to avoid freight charges. These values let a buyer compare the immediate need against the financial benefit of completing a minimum or reaching free shipping. Consignment % is available when inventory is supplied under a consignment arrangement. The supplier metrics are read-only results produced by purchasing history. Average delivery time helps buyers understand a typical lead time. Average order amount, order count, and total order dollars summarize the relationship. Catalog update shows the freshness of connected pricing data, and sent to accounting identifies accounting activity where that integration is used. Next, review operations. Cross-supplier supports products that may be sourced through another supplier relationship. Extended print enables expanded supplier output where that workflow is required. Requires receive. File indicates that receiving depends on a supplier-provided file. Requires PO check-in. Enforces the purchase order check-in workflow before receiving can be completed. Turn on only the controls that match the vendor's real process. Unnecessary requirements can slow receiving. Use notes for internal instructions that purchasing or receiving staff should retain with the supplier. This is a good place for order cutoff times, special freight instructions, representative details, seasonal requirements, or other vendor-specific information. Save the record when the supplier setup is complete. Now open supplier catalogs from the page bar. A supplier record tells diverse retail who you buy from. A supplier catalog provides the vendor's item-level data. Supplier codes, UPC or GTIN values, descriptions, costs, case quantities, MSRP, map, size, attribute, brand, status, and other available fields. The catalog scope controls which lists you are viewing. Assigned catalog shows catalogs connected to this store's suppliers. My Catalogs includes private catalogs created for this store, even when one has not been assigned yet. Shared catalogs contain system catalogs that can be used by matching stores. Shared catalog data is maintained centrally and is read only to the store, but an assigned shared catalog can still be analyzed and used to update your inventory. If a suitable shared catalog already exists, select it and connect it to the appropriate supplier. Confirm the supplier's cost level, so Show My Cost displays the price your store should use. Show All Cost Points reveals every catalog cost tier when you need to compare them. A store can begin using a complete system catalog without importing the same vendor file again. If the needed catalog is not available, switch to My Catalogs and select New Catalog. Give the catalog a recognizable name. Choose Pack in Each when the file contains separate case or pack pricing, or Each only when all costs represent individual sellable units. Select the ordering cost and name cost levels, A through F, to match the vendor's terminology, such as dealer, silver, gold, or another pricing program. These labels make a multi-level catalog much easier to interpret. After creating and selecting the private catalog, choose Import Catalog Data. Select Map on the fly. When you want to match the incoming file columns during this import, use Import Map when the file already contains mapping rows prepared for diverse retail. Choose the source type: tab delimited, comma-separated text, XML, or JSON. Select the supplier file and build the map. For each incoming column, choose the corresponding catalog field and verify the sample value before continuing. Map supplier item number to the vendor's SKU or part number. Map GTIN or UPC to the product identifier. Then map the short and full descriptions, brand, size, and attribute when available. Map order by each, case quantity, unit, minimum order, and multiples when the supplier supplies ordering data. Cost A through Cost F hold each level costs, while Pack Cost A through Pack Cost F hold case or pack prices. Map MSRP and MAP separately. They are retail reference points, not supplier cost. Also map status, dates, images, season, year, and other fields only when the source file actually provides reliable values. Review the sample column carefully so a case price is not accidentally placed into an each cost field. Complete the import and review the catalog table. Search the current catalog or search across all catalogs. Filters can narrow the results by brand, SKU, UPC, supplier code, or description, size, and attribute. Status filters isolate products already in inventory, products not yet in inventory, discontinued items, and rows containing MSRP or MAP. Click a supplier code to inspect the complete catalog item. A private catalog item can be corrected by the store. A shared catalog item is intentionally read only, but its supplier code and GTIN can still be copied. This protects centrally maintained data while keeping the identifiers useful. Before changing inventory, run inventory analysis. The analysis compares the selected catalog with current inventory using supplier item numbers and GTIN or UPC values. Results identify products already in inventory, matches carried under a different supplier, and catalog items that are not yet in inventory. If several supplier matches are possible, select the correct relationship. Analysis is the safest way to confirm what the update will affect. Now choose Update Inventory. This modal is the control center for applying catalog data. If specific catalog rows are checked, the update is limited to those items. If no rows are checked, Diverse Retail clearly confirms before applying the action to the entire catalog. Select Add, Update, and Discontinue when you want the full catalog workflow. Add Only creates products that are not yet in inventory. Update Existing only leaves new catalog products alone and changes matched inventory. Discontinue only processes catalog rows the supplier has marked discontinued. For new items, select the appropriate catalog cost tier and choose how retail should be calculated. Use a margin to calculate retail from cost. Use MAP, add a percentage to MAP, use MSRP, or subtract a percentage from MSRP. If the selected MAP or MSRP is blank or zero, Diverse Retail falls back to the entered margin so a new item is not created without a usable retail price. For existing items, decide whether catalog cost should replace the current cost. Then choose the retail response. Update the margin while keeping retail unchanged. Set retail from MSRP. Set retail from MAP or recalculate retail using the current margin and new cost. This separation is important because a cost update does not always mean the selling price should change immediately. Finally, choose whether descriptions, brand, case information, and ordering information should be updated. Turn on only the data you trust from this catalog. For example, you may accept cost and case changes while preserving a carefully written store description. Review the selections, begin the update pay, and inspect a few affected inventory items afterward to confirm the result. That completes Lesson 4. You now know how to build suppliers from industry templates, create and configure an individual vendor, understand ordering and operational controls, select a shared catalog or import a private one, analyze catalog matches, and use the detailed update inventory choices to create or maintain products efficiently. Supplier returns will be covered in a separate lesson.